What's up, you guys? It's your girl, and guess where I am at? Somewhere playing poker. Le poker. The fun. The happy. This is like my Christmas present to myself. More poker. What a gift. I deserve it. I have earned that. Yeah. I'm at Hollywood Park in the Sunday special. $500,000 buy-in. Soon enough. $500 buy-in, 30K in chips, 30-minute levels, 50K guaranteed. And I started off doing pretty well. Blinds are 3,600. I'm in the small blind with 5-7 off. There are 5 limpers. I decide to be one of them. And the flop comes queen, 3, 4, checks all the way through. Turn, king of clubs. Middle position player makes it 1K, hijack calls. I'm coming in, of course. And the river is the infamous 6 of clubs, makes it 15K, leaving about 7K behind. So he's basically betting the pot, but he's leaving himself some wiggle room. And I'm like, who does that? Who bets the pot but doesn't go all in? Who does that? What hands do that? Then the hijack calls the 15K, and the middle position player shows his hand, and he's got king 6, and everybody's like, oh no, because obviously I haven't acted yet. He didn't see I had a hand, so obviously I know I'm ahead. And honestly, this whole time I'm thinking I probably have about 35K at this point. I am going all in regardless of what this hijack player does. I hope he calls, because I'm going all in too. There is a flush out there, but obviously this guy doesn't have a flush, and then the guy who just calls, he doesn't have the flush. So I say all in, and then I expose my cards, not realizing that the hijack had 2K behind. Original raiser, middle position player, he folds, leaving himself 7K. Obviously he's on my hand. And then the guy who has 2K left, he folds. So I win the pot, but I made a mistake. I mean, I guess I left 2K on the table because the guy with king 6, he's never come in right there. And the other guy, he didn't show what he had. I think he had a straight. I think he had a 5. So he's on my hand. If he hadn't seen my hand, he'd have been out. So that was silly. I made a boo-boo. Oops. So then time passes. I'm like up, I'm down, I'm up, I'm down, I'm moving, I'm shaking, I'm not. Stuff I didn't even write down because it was just like, not worth telling you guys. But then like blinds are like 2K, 4K. I probably have about 43,000. So I'm very short stacked. I'm under the gun +2, king 7 of spades. And 2 hands ago I had aces and I made it 8,500, nobody called. So I made it 8,500 again, which is basically a min raise. The cutoff calls. We go heads up to the flop, which is king, jack, blank, and we check. Checks through. Turn is the 8 of spades. I check. He makes it 15K. I go all in for another 35K. And he tank calls. And he's got queen jack. And it runs out clean. And I scoop, super duper, scoop. Okay, so then I'm up to like 124K. I'm heads up with the big blind. I'm in the small blind. I've got king 8. Heads up with the big blind. I limp in for the 4K. He checks. We go to the flop, which is ace, king, blank. And I check to him. He makes it 12K. I'm like, that's weird. He's betting the pot. He obviously doesn't have like an ace, because I feel like he should have raised if he had an ace. He doesn't have king queen. He doesn't have ace king, ace queen. So I'm calling. The turn is a 5 of spades. And I open jam on him because he's got like, I have him like maybe 3x covered. And he calls and he's this. He got a set of aces. Can you believe it? I mean, that was smart. I mean, that's the best way to be sneaky with aces, and he didn't get outdrawn this time. It's always a dangerous thing to be sneaky with aces. I've tried it. We've all done that. Got busted. So lucky for him, it worked out. So then I was down to like 70K. Then, not too far after that, in the big blind with aces. Maybe a little vindication. I could deserve it. Middle position and button limp in for 4K. I make it 18K. And they both call. What? What the hell? Flop is king 7 deuce. I jam. They fold. So I kind of got some of my money back. So I'm like sitting on a pretty nice stack again. And then this happens.
79.
79. Might be close. Pocket 6s for actually a boat. There was a 6 on the flop, and I'm out. Ham and covered, and 41 players left, and 21 in the money, and 25K up top, and what would you have done? Obviously, limping in with queen 10 on the button is not the thing. If I'm coming in, I should have raised. but even a raise there, he's coming in. I probably had about 80K. Blinds just went up to 36K. So either I shouldn't be in there or I should be jamming, period. That's just it. But you live, you learn, you get loves. I love you. Q love you. Q's so happy to be back in the poker. Q's so happy to be back at the table. Like, you don't even know. I mean, maybe you do know, because I know y'all out here, y'all been outside. Be safe, people. Be safe outside. I did have COVID last week. I'm okay. Not last week, 2 weeks ago. Safety first. I've been wearing my mask more than ever. Sometimes Q be bad, but mostly Q be good. I look crazy. It's late at night. I need to feed Ruby, but you know, after playing the tournament, and I've been playing so many tournaments, and I've been losing since I got home, and it makes me feel sad. It makes me feel like, oh, my bankroll is just like, so I was like, you know what, let me do what I love. Let me do what makes me feel good, and that is playing cash. Took a break, went to eat, came back, played some cash. And have you ever heard that phrase about getting slapped by the deck? Have you heard that phrase? Do you know what it means? I would like to rephrase that phrase, because the deck today, she didn't slap me. She caressed me. She massaged me. She gave me a foot massage. She's great. I mean, I could not lose. I don't even have like the hands to run it by you, but this happened. Did it. Yep. And then that happened. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep. I'm sitting on a 5-5. I bought him for 500. I mean, I had a straight flush today. I haven't had a straight flush in forever. I had quads on the river. I had straights. I had nut flushes. I just could not lose, darling. Every time I thought I was going to leave, something miraculous and wonderful happens. My last two hands, though, I lost twice in a row. I had ace queen, triple queens I lost. I had ace queen. There was a 4 flush on the board with my queen and I lost. And I said, you know what, it's time for me to go. But I bought him for 500 and I cashed out 4. 4150. Yeah, I'm a 5-5. Yeah. So that made me feel so much better. Poker is wonderful. I love you, poker guys. Thank you for your love. Thank you, and thank you, and Q love you. And this is really Q out.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram at P's and Q's Poker. See you next time.